Hey, this is Mike Gingrich. How you doing today? It is election day. Going live here, and man, what a journey it's been. We're going to start seeing results come in, and the main thing, hopefully, moving forward, is that we can, in the U.S., kind of all move forward together and find some ways to work well together going forward. So here's that. Hope you voted. I voted. Get out there, do it. And just saw, I was looking out here and looking out a window and saw a plane go by. It's pulling a banner that said vote today. So man, it's been unprecedented. Watched a little bit of TV last night, and every single advertisement was a political ad. I evaluated, some of them are good, some of them are not so good. Even my kids are saying, who's the marketing department behind that one? That one sucked, those kind of things. There's all kinds of marketing going on in the space today. And, one of the things that's become apparent that I want to talk about today is, the digital never stops and digital always moves, and there's always trends of what's happening, what's changing, what's shifting. A couple things, to be aware of there, and that is number one, with 2020 with COVID, they began the tremendous adoption of buying online, comfort with meetings online, and what do I want to say? The level of spending per item online really increased. So we saw massive adoption. I mean, if 65% of people were, comfortable making e-commerce purchase before COVID in 2020, now 90% of people are comfortable making an online purchase or have made an online purchase, and they've gotten used to it by necessity. So we're seeing that as a trend, that e-commerce, and that means and purchasing, or ways to purchase, or doing the online research, all those kind of things. So that just means that a trend is that you're going to need to up your game on your website. Offer products for sale, offer more information on those products, or more ways for people to really get honed in on what they want, have all their questions answered. Now, I might not be able to come into your showroom yet, or at different times, or you might not be able to go to trade shows. Those might be canceled. So how are you going to have people? We're doing more things like, online shows, virtual shows. So, people are coming in and they're looking at things. People are doing more like walkthrough videos of larger ticket items, those kind of things. We've done these build a product type tools for big things, boats, kitchens, exteriors of houses, trailers, RVs, these kind of components. And, you're adding to, so you can, pick your color scheme, pick your countertops in the kitchen, pick your appliances, see them in the kitchen environment, and what else? All kinds of pieces there, walkthroughs, in a boat. So maybe you can't get to the show, but you can go on, and somebody else is gonna, go up into the boat, walk you through, show you each of the areas, open up compartments, all those kinds of pieces. So what that does is it takes all those normal pieces that you might have done in person into onto the web, and allows people to really get to know that product, like that product, and trust you and that product as they see it, because of the depth of what you go into. So, no more can you just put that up there. Here's a picture, here's a description, here's the price. Particularly for bigger ticket items, people are interested. They may, you're not going to pay with a credit card for a boat, but you may be able to customize that thing, trick it out, and then say, I've got it set. This is the boat I want, the trailer I want, the engine I want, and send that to your nearest dealer, and it's kind of ready to go for the next step of them calling you up and working out the final details. But they've got all that information, and you've done all that research. I mean, you went through, you've looked at the 4 different engine options, and you made a choice. In the kitchen, same type of thing. You went through the different countertops, you went through different cabinets, wood choices, flooring options, and and you've settled on some of these pieces. So allow people to do that research, and spend time in these tools online. So another one, just in the service fitness industry, as an example. So I saw a fitness trainer who helps people with developing routines to build lean muscle, right? And but first, you don't go and just select the program, but you learn about it, videos, and then you say, okay, now let's look at your body type. So it goes through a number of series of questions, age range, of course, your gender, fitness level, different types of questions that it asks. And then, what are your goals? Asks you those series of questions, tabulates that, pulls out a result, and says, we recommend this one for you for these reasons. So customize the program for where you're at. And then, so you went through all those pieces, and now you're like, wow, okay, this is a customized program. Now I see that. This is why, this is how it fits me based on what I've answered. And boom, you're ready to go with, buying into that program, which you can, again, use online, download the pieces, you're good to go. So that's a trend. Make your website a tool that can do the selling for you. That's because people are buying more online. Second thing is, just the comfort and the trends of people, working remotely. So we're going to see some shifts there, and some of those real estate things. I've been reading about these pieces there. So, larger firms, maybe in big cities, are seeing that they can use their employees remotely more than what they had before. So we had to get used to remote work. Now we're used to it. So instead of those employees need to come to the office, every day, maybe now they're coming in 3 times over a 2-week time period. So this might mean that instead of living in the city or doing that, long commute, they are going to live in a outskirts city or, somewhere else, because they don't have to travel in as far. So there's going to be some real estate shifts there. There's some travel shifts. There's some home working shifts. So you're seeing a, increase. And again, here's how you customize a product based on the trend. Back to my fitness example there. So this fellow who was doing these customized training programs rolled out an addition to his workouts, because before the workouts were based on doing them in a gym where you had access to fitness equipment. Now he rolled out an add-on, an update, which is a home-based workout. So again, he's taken away barriers. He's knowing that people are working from home more, being at home more, maybe not going to the gym as much, and so he adapted. So what do you need to adapt? Think about those things in these trends. So you need to make sure it's online. You need to make it accessible. Make sure it's relevant. And then finally, a couple things related to that. So I got a new blog post up on Digital Hill, and you go over there, digitalhill.com/blog, or go to the resources, click on that button. You can see a new site for a startup dental practice in the Goshen area there. Good to Grow Dental, specializing again in a niche. They're going for the children's dental care, so child-centric dental care center. So specifically focused on how they can treat children, make sure they're healthy and teeth have all that they need along the way. We did a website for them. So again, phase 1 of the website is, obviously just getting them online, giving information, help them to be optimized so it can be found, that it operates smoothly, that they can have a phone number accessible quickly, that they can fill out the form if they need to, download some forms if they need to ahead of time, getting those pieces there. What can you do to make it easy for people? And again, thinking if you are a business like that and you do have the pathways where people will come in and those types of things, are you outlining how you're doing, some COVID-friendly practices, anything that's unique about your setup that you're doing because of that? Those are all good things to build trust, build information, build be informing people ahead of time. So, I want to cover that. Now, finally, another trend is the, increasing need that we've seen over the last couple of years, GDPR, the European compliance with what you do with your data, and so having a privacy policy on your website. What are you going to do with information? Letting people know about any cookies, what might be tracking them, and if they submit a form, what you're doing with that information. You're not going to use their email address in any way. And so make sure your privacy policy is up to date. When was the last time you looked at that? Do you have anything that alerts people to what happens on the site when they go through that process of filling out a form? And then ADA compliance. Okay, so what we're seeing there is more and more sites are recognizing the need to make sure that all people, whether they have a unique challenge such as being blind, they're still using your site, can have access to that. You can do that with ADA compliance website tools. So what we are recommending is tools. At a base level, there's a program called UserWay, and then at another and more advanced level, more costly level as well, is Accessibility. The reason why I'm gonna actually get another article out just on Accessibility because it's a good tool. Why it's valuable is that basically it uses artificial intelligence basically to scan your site, create a version of that can be allows choices for those who have special needs to be able to view your site, and it's separate from your website code. So they are separate. It uses a piece of JavaScript you add to your site, and then that gives it this additional functionality so that a user can come in and click on this and then have all they need. And it keeps your site up to date all the time by scanning it once a day, and then the artificial intelligence goes in and says, what do we need to do to make this accessible for someone? And it does all those pieces, and it's cost less than $500 a year, and you're fully ADA compliant. And so giving people access to that. So giving people access, giving people information, giving people tools, doing that all online. Those are the trends. What are we seeing with social media? I am seeing a continuing rise of TikTok. Now, again, it's reaching basically business to consumer right now, and the younger audience. That's the younger audience is on there. Say, whatever they can start as is 14 to maybe 30 is that massive pocket right now. There's some outliers on there that go over that. And but that's one to watch, and particularly if you're offering some type of products to consumers. And we are seeing continued growth of Instagram and using Instagram stories and stories ads to promote things. So that's not going away. We are having success in the B2B realm, reaching people with Facebook ads and getting leads from Facebook on that. That's another piece that's trending well. I think on LinkedIn, they've added stories now. So you need to, if you want to get noticed on LinkedIn, you need to be thinking about using stories on LinkedIn. And there was another piece of that I was going to mention, and that is, yes, the final piece that I want to talk about, and that is influencers. So we're seeing a rise of influencer marketing. So I just was on Instagram and was going through stories, and I was following a Olympic athlete, and she's a distance runner, and I always think her posts are interesting. She talks about her training, those kind of things. But lo and behold, in stories. So this is in the little circles, the 15 little second blips up at the top. And she was doing a paid sponsorship with Rite Aid, and she was outdoors, just like she'd finished running, but she showed us her Band-Aid. She'd gotten the flu shot from Rite Aid, and she did 3 clips, so 15, 30, 45 seconds of things talking about that. This is what I did today. first clip, this is why it's important. I'm going to be together with family for the holidays. I want to make sure I'm doing my part to be healthy so that I can keep them healthy. And 3, now you go and do this. And so she did that. And that's influencer marketing. She's got a massive following. And she's reaching, her following is that target demographic that Rite Aid wants to reach for flu shots. And so they partner with her. She talks, she does these things pretty low key. I mean, she's showing a Band-Aid. There's no Rite Aid banners out like that. It just does say at the top, paid sponsorship with Rite Aid. That's all on Instagram. I'm seeing a rise of that, those kind of pieces coming more and more. And so you're seeing those with celebrities all the time. Justin Bieber had one with Crocs. He wore yellow Crocs, and they sold out, and they crashed a website on Crocs because he said, hey, paid sponsorship with Crocs. I like these. I wear these around the house. Here we go. And boom, it did that. But not everybody's, the following of Justin Bieber with millions. But here's an Olympic athlete, and many less followers, but still a great community, great audience. And Rite Aid tapped into that. So seeing a lot of those, whether it's a lot in the B2C realm, again, it might be vitamins, supplements, flu shots. We saw those kinds of pieces. They're coming. So you want to think about that for your brand. Is there, maybe, and even in the B2B realm, if somebody who is an influencer, uses your product, you think about, we have a client that builds the post frame pole buildings, and they need to be aware of who their clientele is. Could they have any of that clientele who fits the demographic of other people they want to build for, who has a large solid following on social media, go on there and talk about, hey, here's our new building, and we did this, these guys are great to work with, those kind of things. Boom, that's influencer marketing. That's word of mouth that can translate, and people trust, who know that person, trust that person. They're going to trust your company because they've endorsed it. So influencer marketing is a trend to watch as well. That's enough of the trends there today. Hopefully that's of value to you. I went over my normal little 15-minute piece there. Hopefully you stayed tuned for that. That's it. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. But those are the trends. Be aware of those things. What do you need to do to up your game online in the next few months? Take care. This is Mike. We'll see you again next time.